Hello guys, welcome back. In this video, let's go through LangChain, Ollama and ChainLit. Many of you asked me in my previous videos how to run things locally, right? In the attempt of that, I have already created two different videos about Ollama. First one is how to install large language models locally, and the second one was how to use the Ollama Wave UI. But now let's go one step further and start using frameworks like LangChain, and also let's use ChainLit for the good looking chat UI, right? By the end of the video, you will see the UI something like this, which you are seeing on the screen, where you can have the conversation with LLMs locally. Let's get started. Okay, first thing first, this is the GitHub repository, and you need to just go here and click this SSH or HTTPS, whatever you want to do, and copy this here. And you need to go to the terminal, and I have already cloned this here, right? Once you cloned it, you can go inside it, LangChain, Ollama, ChainLit, right? And now I will open this in the VS Code, so code dot, and now it is opening in the VS Code. Let me bring this here, right? So we have .git ignore file here, which has the Python git ignore things. And there is this app.py, which is the main file. There is this ChainLit MD, which is created by ChainLit. I can even delete this for now because it will be created when I run the app. There is this readme. I haven't updated. It's just a simple chat UI things. And there is the requirements of txt, and we just need three things: LangChain, ChainLit, and Ollama, right? But there are some of the prerequisites that you need to have before going through this main app.py. First thing first, you need to have the Ollama installed locally. So how to check that? You can go to the terminal. If you have followed my Ollama videos, you know how to install Ollama. But if you run here Ollama list, you should see the models that you have downloaded, and there is this Mistral which I have downloaded, and I'm going to use that model in order to demonstrate how you can run large language models like Mistral locally in your machine using LangChain, Ollama and ChainLit, right? One is this, and you also need to make sure that it is running, right? When you have this Ollama list, it's good to go. But what you can do is this: when you run the Ollama, it is listening in locally in some of the port, right? So it is listening on port 11434. It should show something like this: Ollama is running, right? Once that is done, we are good to go. And one thing, if you are new to ChainLit, I have created many videos before also in ChainLit. You can refer to this if you want to have high level understanding of what ChainLit is and so on. Okay, before going through the code and running the code, you must make sure that you have installed the things from this requirements.txt. For this, what you can do is, let me open a terminal inside VS Code. So here I will first create a virtual environment. I have explained you what are the different things that you need to follow in my previous videos. That is the productivity videos. If you haven't watched, I recommend you to watch that, right? You need to have different versions. For this, let's say what version I have. I have Python 3 dash let's say dash version. I have 3.9.6, and this is okay for this project, so I don't need to install any other packages. Next thing is, I need to create a virtual environment. For that, I will do Python 3 dash m dot venv source, and I activate the virtual environment. Yeah, when I run this, the virtual environment is being activated, as you can see here. Now I can install the packages inside this. When I do this, this is just installed in this particular virtual environment, right? So I need to install all the packages. Now what I will do here is, I will do pip install r requirements.txt. If I run this, it is going to install LangChain and all the dependencies of LangChain, ChainLit, all the dependencies, and Ollama and the dependencies that it has, right? Because we need to have Ollama installed in order to use the Ollama models. So yeah, as you can see here, it is all setting up and it is installed. Once this is done, I can now go to app.py, right? Now let's say that I just want to run this first line. I can do shift enter. And by the way, if you are new to opening the normal Python code, in the interactive Jupyter environment. I'm going to create a video next after this so that you will know how to open this kind of thing. So yeah, now this is okay. So what I can do now is I can just go each and every line and run the files here, but it is not needed here. I will just show you what is going to happen, right? So this is all that we need to import, right? Then there is this @cl.onChat_start. This is how the ChainLit works, and these are the things that you can get from the ChainLit documentation also. So there is async dev on chat start. We are going to use Ollama, and we need to provide the model that we want to use. And we have installed here, okay, LangChain community.llms import Ollama, right? So we just import the model here. And by the way, if you want to use let's say OpenAI's model or some other models, if you are using Ollama, you can just first pull the model from Ollama and replace this model here. That's all you need to do. Here, this is the prompt, and we are using the chat prompt template from messages. You can say system, you can just give whatever you want here. This, you can just say here, you are a very knowledgeable person in large language models, something like this, right? And you can say human and question, right? And there is this runnable, and by the way, this is the LangChain expression language. If you are not familiar with it, this is really good way how to chain the different things. Before we used to have chain and different things, but here it is quite easy, right? We have the prompt first, which comes this one. After the prompt, we have the model, it's here, and we want the output to be string output parser, right? So this is just the runnable, and then we can say, okay, cl.user session set runnable, and we can pass the runnable. That's it. And then on message, right here, there are the different things that you need to provide. I just take this from ChainLit's documentation. I will just save this now. That's it. After saving this, I will go to the terminal, clear the screen, and I need to run this, right? I will run ChainLit run app.py, because the name of the file I have is app.py. So I will run enter, and it will do the things which needs to be done behind the scene. And yeah, let me open this here. So this is the good looking chat UI, and by the way, these things you can modify in the documentation when you run these applications. And this is the readme, it is here, this is the chat. Now you can have the chat here. So I will just maybe say here hi, and now it is saying using Ollama. It is quite fast, right? As you can see here, hello, I am here to help answer any questions you have about large language models, their capabilities, applications, and all the different things. And I'm using Mistral, and by the way, I'm using the Mac, which has 36 GB of RAM. So the speed is quite fast. So it depends what kind of machine you have. So now you can just ask anything related to LLMs here. And yeah, you can just go here and say, okay, what is, let's see if it have the latest information or not. What is Ollama? Does it have I'm sorry for any confusion, but it seems okay. It is not, because the training time is ahead and it does not know what is Ollama maybe. But if I say maybe what is machine learning, explain in simple, okay, it's spelling mistake here, simple terms. So yeah, machine learning is type artificial intelligence. Okay, this is quite fast and good, right? Let's say that if you want to have something like this running locally instead of going to some third-party providers where you can ask whatever you want to have here. Let's say that I want to have what are the most used data engineering tools. So yeah, while I don't have the ability to directly assess and provide up to the minute data, as it says here, Apache Hadoop, Apache Spark, Apache Kafka, S3, Google Cloud, Azure, Airflow, Teradata, Flink, Oracle, something, right? It is providing all the informations, and you can just go ahead and tweak things. So yeah, we have simple looking chat UI running locally. Our data is within our machine, it's not going outside. And maybe you can also implement RAG applications. I might create RAG applications in the future using models locally. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, I hope you learned something new. And as I said before also, if you want to change into different models, then you can just go here and replace this with some other models which is available in Ollama's website. So for example, if I show you the Ollama's website, okay, it's not here. I think the home page is here. Yeah, you can go to the models, and find the different models that you want to use. For example, some of them needs quite big RAM. For example, if you want to use the Mistral, not a Mistral, it says here that you need to have 48 GB of RAM and Ollama 0.16 or later, right? There are different models here, but the best thing is I just showed you the example of Mistral, and that is quite fast, right? Yeah, I hope you learned something new today. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.